Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Saya Arfatunisa, NIM C1K0211, kelas A, Prodi Budidaya Perairan. Di sini saya akan menjelaskan artikel yang berjudul Water Recirculation for Optimal Optimization the Water Quality of Tilapia, Originomis Nilaticus Cultivation. Number A, Introduction. Fish are organisms with the highest trophic level in water. The survival of fish is influenced by physical, chemical, and biological factors. The aquatic environment is an important factor for the survival of aquatic organisms. Fish are organisms that live in an aquatic environment in fresh, brackish, or marine water. Fish have various types with different morphology and body characteristics. Change in environmental conditions always occur due to the influence of human activity of change in nature. Unstable environmental conditions affect change in aquatic organisms either directly or indirectly. Bragda et al. 2017. Water is an important variable because water is a medium for fish to live. Tilapia, Originomis niloticus, is a type of freshwater fish with good self-adaptation qualities so that it becomes a superior commodity for aquaculture in Indonesia. These aquatic organisms are the same as freshwater fish in general, which breathe using gills. Operculum putra 2015. Increasing tilapia production can be done by providing good feed and continuous attention to water quality. Increased profit in the aquaculture industry is limited by several factors, namely limited water, land, and pollution. Water is a medium for raising fish that must always be considered for its quality because it affects the survival of the fish. The principle of the recirculation system is the rules of water that has been used for aquaculture activity. The transfer of ammonia resulting from fish metabolism is an important focus in the recirculation system. Some filter media that can be used for recirculation are Taiwanese zoolite, Anodonta wadina, and Lectuca sativa. Putra et al. 2011. The quality of waters is an important condition that can affect the several of the development, growth, and level of fish production. A good environment is necessary for the survival of aquatic organisms. Several parameters to determine water quality are temperature, DO, pH, CO2, brightness, and hardness, and salinity. This activity aims to analyze the application of recirculation and good water quality for aquaculture in Sukademe Village. Number B, method activity implementation. The method of implementing activity is carried out by observation data collection, by observation and interviews with related source. Respondent for data collection are only one person, namely Mr. Nadi, as a Nirvana tilapia cultivator in Sukademe Village. The choice of Respondent was Mr. Nadi because he is an active cultivator and is well known in Sukadamai village. And this cultivation scale in quite large. Processing and data analysis using descriptive, qualitative, and data analysis. Number C, result and discussion. Agriculture is one of important and leading sector in Sukademai village, Dramaga district, Bogor Regency, which has an area of approximately 264 hectares. Frisley is one of the superior plains in the agricultural sector. In Sukademai village, some residents have cultivated fish harris even though they are still traditional cultivation. The commodities commonly cultivated are catfish, Clarias betarus, tilapia, Oryctinomis nilaticus, and several types of ornamental fish. Mr. Nadi is one of the cultivators who is well known by the local community. Mr. Nadi comes from Area 4 Sukademai village. Most of the residents in Area 4 are engaged in the agricultural sector, one of which is Frisley cultivation. The commodities cultivation by Mr. Nadi are ornamental shrimp, several types of ornamental fish, and Nirvana tilapia. The problems experienced by Mr. Nadi during his cultivation activity are regarding water quality, distance, springs, and capital. Water quality is very important in fish farming because water is a life medium for fish that greatly determine the survival of cultivated fish. The water quality parameters and temperature, DO, pH, CO2, brightness, and ammonia. This change in water quality can occur due to natural process. However, change in water quality are also often the result of human action. Mangowati and Saptono 2012. Comparison of temperature, fluctuation, and cultivation ponds under good temperature fluctuation according to Tantangindato et al. 2030. Data can be seen in Figure 1. The temperature used for cultivating Nirvana tilapia in Mr. Nadi's pond is an average of around 27 to 219 C or Figure 1. According to Tantangindato et al. 2013, a good temperature to support optimal fish growth in water. Fish farming such as tilapia and goldfish is 280 C. Temperature plays in an important role in determines fish growth. This so that can water Temperature in Tukademai village is good enough for cultivation activity. The next parameter is the pH of the water. The pH value is an indicator of the acidity of a water. A good pH value for fish breeding and growth is 7 to 8 pH. Values that are too low and too high can disrupt fish life. The pH of the waters in Sukademe Village agriculture ponds is stable and does not experience too drastic fluctuation so that it can be said to be good for fish survival. Salinity is the salt contained in a water. Salinity greatly affects the osmotic pressure of water. Tilapia growth is said to be better if it lives in brackish water than fresh water. Tilapia can survive at salinity 0 to 25 ppt. Putra et al. 2011. Dissolved oxygen content can be measured using a DO meter. Proper dissolved oxygen content for tilapia culture should be higher than 3.0 mg or L. Dissolved oxygen is an important variable and very much needed for the survival of fish. Nugroho et al. 2030. In addition, carbon dioxide is also required for photosynthesis in water. The value of CO2 is also determined by pH and temperature. Good CO2 context for good tilapia reading is less than 15 milligram or else CO2 values that are more than 15 mg or L are dangerous for the growth of cultivated organisms because they can embed hemoglobin in the blood. Another important parameter is ammonia. Ammonia is the end result of the metabolism process of fish. Ammonia can also come from leftover feed that is not eaten and dissolves in water. Non-ionized ammonia is toxic to fish and its drastic fluctuation can damage fish gill tissue. Jaya 2011. The recirculation system is a system that has the principle of reusing water that has been used for aquaculture activity. Two important component is in the recirculation system are culture and filter. Filters are tools used for filtering unwanted material for cultivation activities such as ammonia, organic residues, solidars, and other unwanted semi-salt. The concentration of ammonia in water for tilapia culture must be lower than 0.02 mg/L. The use of biofilters can remove ammonia by about 927 to 290 C. Figure 1. According to Tantangindatu et al. 2030, a good temperature to support optimal fish growth in freshwater fish farming such as tilapia and goldfish is 280 C. Temperature plays an important role in determining fish growth. This shows that the water temperature in Sukademai Village is good enough for cultivation activities. The next parameter is the pH of the water. The pH value is an indicator of the acidity of a water. Good pH value for fish breeding and growth is 7 or 8. pH values that are too low and too high can disturb fish life. The pH of the waters in Sukademai feel like agricultural ponds in stable and does not experience too drastic fluctuation, so it can be said to be good for fish survival. Salinity is the salt content contained in a water. Salinity greatly affects the osmotic pressure of water. Tilapia growth is said to be better if it lives in brackish water than fresh water. Tilapia can survive at salinity 0 to 25 ppt. Putra et al. 2011. Dissolved oxygen content can be measured using a DO meter. Proper dissolved oxygen content for tilapia culture should be higher than 3.0 mg/L. Dissolved oxygen is a temperature variable and very much needed for the survival of fish. Nugroho et al. 2013. In addition, carbon dioxide is also required for photosynthesis in water. The value of CO2 is also determined by pH and temperature. Good CO2 content for good tilapia rearing is less than 15 milligram or else CO2 values that are more than 15 mg or L are dangerous for the growth of cultivated organism because they can inhibit hemoglobin in the blood. Another important parameter is ammonia. Ammonia is the end result of the metabolic process of fish. Ammonia can also come from leftover fat that is not eaten and dissolved in water. No ozonate ammonia is toxic to fish and is drastic fluoridation can dermagophytes gill tissue. Jaya 2011. The reticulation system is a system that has the principle of fluorescing water that has been used for aquaculture activity. Two important components in the recirculation system are culture and filter. Filter are tools used for filtering unwanted material for cultivation activities such as ammonia, organic residual solids, and other unwanted semi-salt. The concentration of ammonia is water for tilapia. Culture must be lower than 0.02 mg or L. The use of biofilter can remove ammonia about 9 or 98%. Nugroho et al. 2013. The recirculation system is the recirculation system in the Sukademai feel like agriculture ponds has not important a traditional recirculation system. Figure 2. The recirculation use is very simple, namely that residual water from ornamental shrimp cultivation is used for arowana tilapia cultivation. The recirculation system is a way to maintain optimal water quality during high density fish rearing. In the Sukademai like agriculture ponds, it has not applied optimal filtration. According the respondent, water cultivation is carried out using ozolite filter that then the leftover fish fed is used as organic fertilizer for plants. Filtration is filtering use a filter water that contains impurities is filtered use a filter to product clean water for rows. One of the filter materials that can be used is the biobulb. Biobulb is a breeding ground for bacteria needed the process toxin in water. Alfina et al. 2013. Number D. Conclusion. Water quality is very important for fish farming. Water is a medium for fish to live and its quality must be maintained. The water quality is aquademiophilic is good enough for arowana tilapia, Orexinomis niloticus, cultivation. The several parameters to determine the quality of a water at temperature pH, salinity, dissolved oxygen, and ammonia. A good recirculation system is the way to maintain water quality. The recirculation system in Sukadimai village needs to be developed again by using good and correct filters and filtration techniques to optimize water quality and can overcome the problem of difficultly increasing spring that are far from the cultivation location. Number 8. Thank you. Now, thank you to the Institute for Research and Community Service LPPM IPB University for providing the opportunity to take part in the SOGI SLP 2020 program in Sukademi Village so that this activity can be carried out. Thanks for Mr. Dr. Sugeng Heri Susano, SPI MSc, as the supervisor of this activity. Thank you also for all important in all matters for the implementation of the 2020 SOIG SLP activity and programs. Thank you to the village head and residents Sukademai Village, Dramaga District, Bogor Regency, West Java will live, give warm remakes regarding this problem. Thank you to Mr. Nadi as the research person and cultivator in Sukademi Village, who has provided information for the completeness of the data in this paper. Terima kasih. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.